What's going on there, folks? I'm Photo Dave. This is Toypixx, and it's time for another Toypixx live stream on Thursday night. Tonight, we'll be discussing why or how, perhaps, Hasbro hates me. I almost named it Lenny Hates Me, but I don't think Lenny hates any of us. I think Lenny wants us to get all the things when it comes to the G.I. Joe classified line. Although, as I look at this, I'm going, oh man, you could have swapped some of those accessories for, well, those have been watching for a while. You'll understand what I was thinking there. Those who haven't, you'll learn shortly. But anywho, that's what we're going to be discussing tonight a little bit. Plus, BBTS had to up some stuff, had to up their shipping rate. That begins, I believe, March 31st. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. Show off some of this, show off an Autobot symbol Optimus Prime, which I think is really cool. I know it sounds like not everybody's in that boat, but that's what makes collecting so much fun. I want to see somebody comes over here, sees my Optimus Prime collection. They might see 3 or 4 figures, but one of them might end up being that Autobot symbol. And I go see theirs and I'm going, whoa, that's just cool. Because it's all different and it's all good times. But that's pretty much what tonight's going to be. Plus anything you folks had to throw at me, because that happens. We always get derailed, and I'll let you in on a little secret. That might be my favorite part of these live streams. So let's jump in it and start chatting in the comments, see what everybody's up to. Sci-Fi George, what's up, sir? Greetings and toytations, everyone. Hasbro has released renders for Retro Wild Bill, Retro Techno Viper, Retro Grunt, and Who's Your Daddy, all pimped out to the nines. Iron Grenadier Destro. Nice. And you know what? I saw the Grunt and I'm not sure I saw the Techno Viper. I saw the Grunt, but I didn't go find those pictures. Guess I'll have to do that in a bit. Let's see, with the despoiler, this is the figure Hasbro put all of the money into. Destro is my spirit animal, has a leaked list that has been spot on. So perhaps that water moccasin craft will be the next HasLab or made to order for my money. If they're going to do a made to order, I want Thrasher with a Thunder Machine for me. All of the retros offered are as bland as uncooked oatmeal. The biggest perpetrator being Wild Bill. Even though I own the Dragonfly, I truly expected the Sunbow / Marvel cornflower blue shirt and canary yellow vest look. Knowing Hasbro, that version will probably be their classified version. Gotta squeeze as much juice out of that mold as possible. If that's the case, then I'll gladly buy that version. As far as the other 2 retros, besides having less paint apps, they come with fewer accessories, but at the same price. Nope. This is the perfect opportunity to throw in extra hands or a second head sculpt. Destro, however, is the creme de la creme of this wave. Word on the web is he's not going to be Pulse exclusive, but no one knows the price tag yet. People are finding more and more legacy special ops soldiers at Walmart ahead of the pre-order date. Oh, I didn't know that. Oops. Anton, what's up, sir? Those action figures are pretty cool for G.I. Joe. I saw Destro and the Dreadnoks. Wanted to hang out with Bebop and Rocksteady. I told them that they should not team up. Play discourage them from doing. Let's see, what they wanted to go and disrupt Sci-Fi George's comments by using it for their own propaganda. I mean, maybe Destro or the I don't know, man. If it's Dreadnoks and Bebop and Rocksteady, I'm not sure they're smart enough for propaganda. But if Destro's in there, all right, we're good with that. And also to break all of our esteemed hosts' toys. That's just mean. That's just mean. That is not cool, Bebop, Rocksteady, and Dreadnoks. Sci-Fi, meanwhile, on 5K Toys. I don't know why my voice went there. On 5K Toys, they have 1/12 scale third-party soft good figures of Blade / Sawtooth, Joker, Cesar Romero, Prank Villain, and Drunken Fighter / Jackie Chan in their USA warehouse ready to ship out. After people have made their second payment, and what remains will be sold to the public. All right. Bobby Bala showed off his battle raft with water effects similar to the Fortnite boat, and it looks awesome. I missed that. Brick, what's up, sir? What's up, folks? Waiting at the airport to fly down for WonderCon this weekend, working the AWOT table. Nice, Brick. Enjoy, man. That sounds like a good time. The float time before it starts to take on water and sinks is now 1 hour. Wow. All right, guys. So who's going to play with that raft in the tub? That's what I wonder. Four Horsemen showed off their $1 million goal, the Malevolent Goblin Paladin Plus. They added an all-in of everything for $965. Wow. Well, that's the bi-weekly rundown for the week. Now, back to you, Dave. The esteemed chat. We broke the mold. Brick, good journey, Brick. Have a great time. Yeah, man, I bet that's going to be a great time, man. Ghost Tab, what's going on, sir? Shinton, thanks again, most esteemed Time Lord. All right, so we all know the drill as I'm sitting here with Destro on ye old thumbnail. But before we really get into that, why don't we jump in here? I want to make sure everybody sees this, just in case you haven't yet. This is the letter that Big Bad Toy Store sent to people talking about how they've had to raise their rates a little bit in shipping. I got to say, with the way everything is right now, I can't blame them. So, hello at Big Bad Toy Store. We've always believed that shipping should be simple and easy to understand. For years, our flat rate shipping has made it easy for collectors to focus on what matters most, getting the items they love with clear upfront costs. We're committed to keeping shipping costs as low as possible while continuing to provide the top-notch service you expect from us. With the rise of carrier rates and surcharges that have risen across the industry, our U.S. flat rate shipping fee will adjust to $6 per shipment starting March 31st. Oh, good word, adjust instead of rise. Marketers are thinking. This includes items ordered earlier but are expected to ship on or after March 31st. If this change affects your plans, we understand. You can log into my account to adjust your open orders or pre-orders, and you may elect to ship the items from your pile of loot before this change goes into effect. We appreciate your understanding that although most pre-orders do not require an upfront payment, non-refundable deposits cannot be returned in the event of a cancellation. Should you have any questions or require assistance, our customer service team is always available and happy to help. Thank you for being part of the Big Bad Toy Store community. Sincerely, BBTS Customer Service. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Big Bad had to raise their shipping to $6. I haven't looked much on their website to find out if their prices are also inching up compared to the competitors, because I always figured the reason that they could do the $4 flat rate shipping is because they did charge a couple bucks more than most places, so that when everything gets combined, they still make their money. So I never held it against them because that just made sense to me. But I don't know. I haven't looked. And I will say, sadly, I think this will affect them for the one-off purchases. Like most of these things you can probably find on Amazon, or most of the things people are really interested in. So they'll probably end up going there even more so. But if you're somebody like me who just keeps loading up on piles of loot, I think another $2 probably isn't going to make much of a difference. Again, though, that depends on how much prices have maybe gone up on the figures themselves. So let me know, what's everybody thinking about this? Sci-Fi Anton, what exactly is your YouTube handle? I couldn't find you. I think he's more of oh God, why can't I come up with a word? I'm terrible. It's called Anton Knows, but it's more like Spotify. It's more that kind of thing. I believe, Anton, but let me know if I'm wrong. Clank, what's up, sir? Hey, everyone, I'm in the middle of rearranging toy shelves since I need way more space for my Transformers. This is a good thing to do, man. This is a good thing to do. I'm looking around right now. I'm okay with my main stuff, but if you guys saw, like if you walked into the studio or this little office I've got back here and looked around, I've got some Transformers on top of a pile of shelving. I've got like the Rubbermaid shelving, not actual shelving. But then I've got some transformers on the top of some other Rubbermaid shelving. I've got some transformers standing up on top of an old CPU, like a desktop computer. So yeah, but then my main display looks okay. So I feel you, Clank, man. Good luck with that. That's tough, but it's fun to do once you've got the space for it. Rick, I wish I could pay $6 to ship all my figs. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm thinking Pile of Loot probably won't be affected. Spaded $6. That's still lower than everywhere else. This is an absolute travesty, a miscarriage of justice. I agree. Like I don't hold them against them at all. I will say from a larger, like a 50,000 foot view, I do think they'll lose a little more to Amazon when it comes to, say, Hasbro, Mattel, all the stuff that you find on Amazon easily. But I think for the hardcores, like those of us, like I said earlier, collecting, like doing piles of loot, I think $6 isn't going to be, we're not even going to blink. Sci-Fi, the BBTS $2 increase email was unexpected but understandable, and it's only a couple bucks more instead of instantly jumping to, say, 10. I'm more concerned about the prices for their figure exclusives. See, I haven't looked into those. That's what I was talking about earlier. Paul, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming by tonight. All right. And thanks for keeping everybody involved, Paul. Always appreciated, sir. Actually, now that we've gone and looked at this, why don't we look at some of the other stuff that BBTS has going on? Try to solve this right now. Because I'm sitting here saying all these things, but I don't know as far as, let's see, BBTS exclusives. Let's check up Operation Monster Force, shall we? Yeah, you can see I type in Operation Monster Force quite a bit. Okay. I don't believe these prices have changed. 39. Sorry, I'm just I'm just looking now. Yeah, $37.99 for these way back. I think at least like the ones that I thought of or that right away when Sci-Fi said exclusives were the Operation Monster Force. Now I know for things like Storm Arena and Storm Collectibles, I am curious about those. Maybe we better go check those out. Let's see here. Storm Arena, $31.99, $34.99. This was all pretty much the same price too, wasn't it, everybody? Like right now, they at least haven't raised prices yet, but I would be curious about after March 31st to see as far as the exclusives, like you were saying, Sci-Fi. Let's see, what do we have? Gunpowder Nitro, what's going on, man? Thank you for stopping by tonight. Ghost Tab BBTS exclusive also counts premium Bandai exclusives they sell. The Figuarts Garo is at over $250 USD versus buying from Japan for $120. Wow. That's okay. I would say you're probably good even with the tariffs and everything for that difference. Whew. I'll tell you guys one more thing real quick here before we get into too much. She finally showed up. And for what ended up being from Ami with DHL, with their shipping and everything, she ended up running me, at first I thought it was around 120 or something, so really it would be a negligible difference between this and BBTS, or Ami and BBTS. Then DHL sent me the email about the tariff charge, or whatever they called it, I can't remember. I believe it was the tariff charge, and that was another $25. So at this point, you got to make decisions on whether or not Malfex is worth it. And I will say, I still believe this is the best 112 scale Rogue that's ever been made, just because how well she moves and all that. So she is photogenic, but if you're buying a one-off X-Men character, and you get it from MothX, I think those days are done. I think if you want to collect the MothX X-Men, okay, good luck. Spend the money, do what you got to do. But yeah, for like 145 bucks, And I don't know what she would have been had I paid for the cheaper shipping. But yeah, that's a lot of scratch for this figure. And I love the figure. Don't get me wrong, but if you're going one off, worth it? No. If you're building an entire team of MothX X-Men, worth it? For me, honestly, I'm not sure. Maybe, and I love MothX. So yeah, I really like the figure, and I will be doing a video with her. But yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's everybody collects how they're going to collect, but genuinely, I would not get this Rogue if I were just getting a one-off figure, even though I think she's the best Rogue out there, because that's a big pill to swallow. Now, BBTS, I can't remember what she is there. She might be 120 or something, which is way better, but that's still a lot. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Thank you, sir. Ghost have. I have 2 Storm Arena Sagat at the original 24 USD. I'm debating on canceling one, but I would lose to that $29.99 current price. What a dilemma. Feels like I'm losing money. Yeah, it gets tough, man. This is the problem with this is as I'm looking at this stuff. When I tell you guys that I'm looking for reasons not to buy, kind of Rogue here is maybe an example of that, because even though she's got all the things, that's pricey. And so many people are making perfect stuff that, and for much less than what that costs, that you're kind of just going, wow, is it really worth it? I don't know. I'm kind of stuck right now. Gunpowder Nitro. My oldest son just started a Marvel collection. I always like Gambit personally. Yeah, Gambit, if you guys have the MothX Gambit, I had Rogue here, so I figured it made sense to grab Gambit. The MothX Gambit is the best Gambit that has ever been made, I think. And I mean, to the point that, like, Rogue here, I could see somebody trying to improve on her and maybe pulling it off. I don't see anybody ever making a better Gambit than that MothX Gambit. That thing's beautiful. And you might still be able to find it for MothX standards for a reasonable price. So yeah, man, he's a great figure. And Gambit's pretty rad on his own. Ghost Tab, yeah, had me at, I don't know if it's worth it with Rogue, Dave. Up to the checkout window. I just don't know. Spaded, I have 5 Storm Arena figures, and altogether I paid less than the price of that Rogue. See, that's what I'm talking about, you know? Now, the Storm Arena stuff, I have no connection to hardly any of those characters. I mean, I know of the Street Fighter stuff, but I just don't know them like I do the X-Men. But yeah, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. It's kind of a pain to sit here and try to figure that out. All right, now let's jump in right now. We're gonna find. Oh, where is it? Come on now. Here it is. This. All right, Clankatron, if you're piling on, if you're piling up your Transformers, what do you think of this one? And what's everybody else think? I know I haven't read any of the boards or anything about this guy, but I did hear on another video somebody saying, I know people are kind of lukewarm on this. I think it's hilarious. Like, I think here's what we need to do if you're going crazy for this stuff. Talk about maybe not worth it. And I love it, so I shouldn't even say that. The Matrix, right? You get the Matrix, and then on one side you put this Optimus Prime in his Autobot symbol mode, and the other side you put Megatron or whoever the Decepticon's going to be. It's got to be Megatron, right? You put him on the other side, and that's just a sweet display. And then you activate You Got the Touch, and you transform the Autobot symbol into Prime. I just think this thing is really fun. And as much crap as Hasbro gets about their prices, they didn't make a Rogue that cost me $145. And I think this Prime with tax and everything will probably be between $45 and $47. So he's pretty cool. I do actually like him, but that's just me. What's everybody else thinking on this guy? Ghost Tab, I'm having my basement. Let's see. Oh, refloored. So I had to store all my figures. I'm at 938 figures. Wow. I have problems. Not enough figures. Or I have a problem. Not enough figures. Yeah, man, you got to get to that even 1,000. If you're sitting at 938, you either got to sell like 838 of them to get to the even 100, or you got to buy 62 more just to get to that even 1,000. So good luck, Ghost Tab. I want to see the collection now. I like the idea of a Transformers logo, so I'm pre-ordering it. Nice, Ghost Tab. Yeah, I think it's really cool. Gunpowder Nitro, I dropped 230 on a classified retro Snake Eyes. Took me some time to pull the trigger at that price, but I did. Holy, I knew that he was going for more, but I didn't know he was going for that much more, man. Congratulations, though. I do think that's a good-looking snake. Clank, that Autobot Prime is an easy buy. He'll go great next to the Matrix. I'm just waiting for the Decepticon symbol. Yeah, and I figure that's got to be Megatron, but who knows? Rick, Ghost Ev, is it BBTS? If you want to work something out, I'd buy one off you to ship to me. Oh, nice. All right. What a good gentleman. Star, what's up, sir? Hey, guys, it's getting easier to turn my back on figs. Jada is still giving us the silent treatment. Joy Toy is not ready for StarCraft figs to release. Money is in short supply. Yeah, I'm about done. That's not good. Not good, Star. Fortunately, we only have, what? WonderCon starts. Does it technically start Saturday or does it start tomorrow? I'm not sure. We've only got 2 days tops before we start hearing from June. So hopefully he'll have something for us. But yeah, I hear you on all those fronts, man. Gunpowder, I'm thinking about getting the Studio 86 Devastator, but he's pricey as well. He's sweet, though, and he's built really well. I've got him back here. I got him, though, by just getting the Constructicons as they came out. Hold on. Let me just grab him. Wow, I did that without knocking anything over. Go me. So I don't know if this is something that would be a selling point for you, but this guy is super stable. Like, I'm holding him here. He's not going anywhere, and they put him together really well. I mean, he's kind of perfect. He's kind of perfect as far as Devastator is concerned. Now, if you weren't getting them during the Combiner Wars, which I wasn't, then I recommend him. Actually, I shouldn't say much there. Devastator, I'm a little biased. He's what got me back into collecting Transformers. So I love this thing. And yeah, I know he's pricey. And you did just pay $230 on a Snake Eyes, so maybe no worries about it, but I think he's worth it. Though your mileage may definitely vary. And it depends on how all we want to distribute the funds with these crazy collections, I suppose. Thank you, Paul. Brick, I do think this Autobot logo is kind of cool. Hot take. I'd kind of want it to be its own bot instead of Optimus Prime. I don't know that that's a hot take, Brick. I was kind of hoping for the same thing. On the other hand, we all know that they're going to use Prime as much as they can. So, yeah, it would have been fun to have him resemble, I don't know, maybe one of the Primes, have the Autobot symbol turn into like the head of Primus or something. I don't know. That probably wouldn't be much fun for anybody, though. But yeah, I hear you, and I agree, actually. I think that would have been really cool. Brick, WonderCon starts tomorrow. I'll be seeing June. There you go, Star. Clank, it would have been nice if the Autobot logo was Autonomous Maximus, aka the last Autobot, instead of Prime. Is Autonomous, though, that's based on the ARC, right? Or is that what they tried to say was Autonomous? Or am I wrong, Clank? Let me know. Star, Brick, hey, Brick, please keep us posted as to any and all relevant info. Oh, there's going to be plenty of relevance. Sci-fi, I know, that's who. The Decepticon logo will be Megatron. If Optimus Prime was on Ozempic, he'd turn into the Autobot symbol. I'd still buy him, but he'll stay in symbol mode. The robot mode is a no. Star. Thank you, sir. Ghost Tab, Brick. I just checked my account. Sagat is at $29.99 instead of the $34.99. Expires in 56 days. There we go. Gunpowder. Yeah, he is sick for sure. He is. He is nice. But again, I'm biased because that's what got me back into Transformers. But since I started loading up on him, there's a lot of Transformers that suddenly showed up. Like when I made that decision, Trypticon also got here. So it's been, I've honestly spent a lot more on Transformers in the last year than I have figures. And it makes me both like, oh, so many cool Transformers, but then also, oh, so few cool figures. Because last year, 2025, I only got 13 figures. Way more Transformers than that. Flint is actually Destro in disguise. Is he now on guard? You know what? I could see Flint working that from the espionage angle. I know it's not on his card as being a primary military specialty or even secondary, but we all know that Flint can do everything that every other G.I. Joe figure can do or member can do, except maybe Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes, he's kind of his own thing. Clank, they based the Titan arc on the last Autobot. Okay, that's what I was thinking. That's what I almost said, the last Autobot, but then I'm going, wait, isn't he supposed to be huge? Paul, thanks, man. All right, so there we go with that. Now let's jump in. Gotta keep pushing buttons. It's so hard to push buttons. What do we have open here? Let's open this guy. Look at that. We've got Bill, ladies and gentlemen, and I didn't know much about Bill. Hey, look at that. Apparently, I found Grunt and the Techno Viper as well. Whew. Good luck to me. Now, I will say it till I'm blue in the face, and you've all heard me, many of you have heard me say it a zillion times before. I love what Lenny and Tony and the rest of the gang are doing on G.I. Joe Classified. But good Lord, man, they need more hands for the photography angle. Like, I'm getting to the point where I'm going, you know, I don't think I really need the Joe figures unless I'm going to use Monster Force to kind of update them a little bit, to kind of put my own spin, to customize ever so slightly. Because this is starting to feel personal. I don't know about you guys, but how can I just... Wild Bill, maybe you just give him the 2 6-guns and it makes sense, or have him holding his hat and 1 6-gun in another hand. Like, you can find ways, but having just those hands limits so much for photography that adding just like one more set could go crazy for us. Makes me sad. Still, the Wild Bill does look good. Now, were you guys alluding earlier here? Were you saying that basically this is the same Wild Bill that came with a Dragonfly? And then the Techno Viper, I mean, same thing. Again, they're probably, when we see these, because renders never do these things justice, but when we see them in person, they always look glorious. This is another one that I look at and I'm just going, wow, they killed it, but no extra hands, and Grunt as well. So yeah, but Grunt, the nice thing about Grunt here is he's going to go really well with everybody's OG-13. So he'll be pretty sweet for that. And here's the question for all of you that are going to get this Grunt. Are you going to use the M16 or are you going to use, oh man, is it the XLMR? I can't remember what the name of the laser rifle is, because he came with a 16, I believe, when he was like back in 82. But obviously this is what he would carry in the cartoon. So let me know, what are we thinking? Sci-fi, let's see, C2E2 is this weekend in Chi-Town. That's Chicago. I say Chicago for y'all wondering. I knew that one. I would have also accepted the Windy City or the Second City. Uncarded Paul Bienvenidos. Uncarded, let's see, Eye in the Sky going high. Gung Ho Joe is going low. I don't remember that at all. I totally remember that. Gunpowder, yeah, I'm picking this whole wave up. They look great. They look great. So Gunpowder, I don't know if you've heard these live streams or anything in the past, but one of the big things that I think really helps with making characters or figures photogenic is extra hands. But I'm not going to throw any shade at anybody that's going to pick them up anyway, because I love what the team does with these. I just wish I could do more with them in front of the camera, you know? Kairos, hello, Toypixx. Hello, everyone. Hello, Kairos. Good to see you tonight, sir. I love the colors on that Techno Viper, Toypixx. Yeah, the Techno Viper, he's got, I mean, the retro look suits him really well. And that's, again, when I talk about Cobra, I say that their designs are almost timeless. Like, even though that's the retro look and I prefer a more updated look, it's still a good look, even for today, I think. Anton, the last of the Time Lords, is here. Good to see you, Anton. Gunpowder, let's see. I'm a new inbox collector. I have a complete retro wave still on the card. Nice. So do you have them all, like, are they kind of in a, what would it be, like a long box comic style? Or do you have them hanging on the wall or sitting on shelves? Paul, thank you, sir. Anton, which G.I. Joe right now is there? And let's see, is that Grunt? Yep, that is Grunt. He's gonna add to the OG 13. Sci-Fi Gunpowder, which wave? I'm guessing this one. Whoo. All right, all of them. All the retros. Ghost Stab Super 7 Flashback from Silverhawks is finally in stock. Nice. I can't wait until it goes on sale so I can buy one. It's too bad. That's not right. That is not right. I need to stop with my chuckling now. But yeah, I mean, yeah, they're doing a great job on these. They really are. All right, we'll close this one down. And now let us share the next one. This guy, apparently the one that people are finding at Walmart, yeah? Another figure without extra hands, and he really needs them because nobody's going to be able to match the fingerless glove look here. So I definitely wish, if this guy had just come with some fists, that would have been fantastic, or even some C-grip hands just to hold his knife or something. I mean, actually, these hands, if you're holding the knife like where the blade is pointed down, these hands work pretty well for that. So I can't even say that about the knife. But some fists would be good. Some slightly more relaxed hands, so you could do the whole holding on to the end of the rifle, you know? That would be really cool with this guy. But I mean, what they're doing here with the different face paints, beret, helmet, that helmet looks great, actually. I mean, genuinely, another one that I love what they did. I just wish they could have swapped out something for some extra hands, like maybe the scarf, the balaclava, whatever we got here. Maybe if they'd swap that out, or maybe the glasses and given us some extra hands, or maybe even both, that kind of thing. Because I don't want to just say, why didn't you give me hands? I want to give them options and say, hey guys, what if you got rid of these two things and then gave us a couple fists or something, you know? That's what I'd like to see. And yet still I look at this and go, wow, that thing is going to be a phenomenal troop builder. I mean, it looks glorious. Did they not cut out? It almost looks like they didn't cut out between the Dusty style rifle there. Huh. All right. Anyway, what's everybody thinking when it comes to this thing? I think he looks fantastic, honestly. Sci-Fi. Woohoo! Thank you, sir. Thanks for keeping the people chatting. Kairos. Toypixx, I paid yesterday. The Chaos Mutant Leader. Can't wait. Although there's a problem with the magnetic nipples. What's the problem? Do they just like they just get stuck to something else? That would be a problem. That would definitely be a problem. He does look cool for sure, Kairos. Gunpowder in clear cases. Nice. Okay. So are you talking like you buy the cases and they're all in there individually and then you hang those up? Clank, I recently picked up a classified retro Crimson Guard for $1.50. Well, yeah, for $1.50, of course it's a great figure. but I've always liked the Crimson Guards. You guys know me, man. The red and black figures are awesome. Congrats, Clank. That's an awesome score. Anton, don't worry, Sci-Fi George. I stopped those evildoers who were messing with the comments, and no one is breaking any of our toys. Unless it's us. You guys heard that I almost lost something off Hot Rod the other day because just, general not going in order of what I should have been doing. Anton, I like that Wild Bill has his pistols in and out of their holsters. That's a nice effect. I do like that too. Sci-Fi, Anton, what's your YouTube handle? I couldn't find it. Anton, I don't have one, Sci-Fi. Yeah, so Anton, you can find your podcast on things like Spotify, right? Uncarded, anyone pre-order that new LPZZ Arkham Knight figure? Looks awesome. I have not. Anybody else? Let's see what we got here. Outback, what's up, sir? Sorry, just woke up. Went out to see Anthrax last night. Nice. And had a bit of a late one. Hope everyone's doing well. What have I missed? We've just been talking Joes and their evil lack of hands. This is why Hasbro hates me. I'm pretty convinced. Is they're just like, yeah, we know him. We're not putting in hands with our G.I. Joes. That would be a problem for us. But good to see you too, sir. How was the concert? Was it pretty awesome? I mean, it's got to be, right? Let's see. Black Crusade of Weapons is really cool. I'm not exactly sure who that guy is with a face paint. I do like the RPG. Yeah, Anton, he's, I can't remember what he's called, actually. I could probably look. Hang on. Let me go in. G.I. Joe Classified 6-inch Series 6-inch Action Soldier Special Forces is in stock on Amazon. This is, by the way, guys, we're looking on Preternia.com on Instagram. I don't want to leave that out because the dude is always full of knowledge for us. Brick, so Outback, would you say you woke up, got another day to get through now? Got another, oh boy. I'm just gotta call him on the telephone. Sci-Fi Anton, so where's your podcast and what's the handle? Gunpowder, yeah, they're single cases. I got the ones without the wall hangers. I have them on my fireplace mantle. 2 rows, one on top of the other. That's sweet, sir. Congrats. I bet that just looks great. Okay, so here's this guy. Now, this, ladies and gentlemen, is how I know that Hasbro hates me personally, because clearly they pay attention to everything that I say. They don't. But this was the Destro that I had when I was a kid. I love this version of Destro. And again, we have a figure without extra hands. Now, let me look here and see what we could have done. Now, obviously, the people that are into the classic looks and everything, they're going to want the pistol. They're going to want the sword and the scabbard. But do we need the giant sword? Do we need the new shield? Do we need all these missiles? Or could a couple go away all in the service of just a couple fists? Because you know that when Destro needs to, he's going to throw down. Like I actually really like the idea of the sword and shield. But if they could get rid of the sword and shield in favor of like 2 or 3 sets of extra hands, I'd be all about this thing. So yeah, still, man, look at that. And I'm not complaining about the extra head. I think that looks phenomenal. Yep, this was my Destro. And I think I would have been massively tempted if he came with extra hands. But again, I'm looking for reasons not to get things because so many people are doing such cool stuff. And the reason for me not to get this is no extra hands. And it does kind of make me sad because he looks, again, I don't know how many times I can say words like phenomenal and incredible, but I'd say probably a lot when I'm talking about this guy. So what's everybody thinking? And is everybody loading up on Destro and the Despoiler? I'm going to guess, by the way. Let's look at what all he's got here. That's obviously not a vamp, but we've had price increases. I'm going to guess $80. Yep, I just went $80 on this thing. What's everybody else guessing? I would get 75 to 80, somewhere in that ballpark. Anton, Anthrax. Let's see. Wow, now that's a really wild band. I remember their song called Don't Call Me Dude. Kyrus, Toypixx, when are we getting the G.I. Joe Flash with the red pads and the laser rifle? I don't know. They seem to be really teasing him out. I mean, we're getting a grunt now to help out with the OG-13, but I'm guessing that Flash will probably be about the last of the OG-13 members, just because they know so many people want him. They're like, hold on. Let's hold off. And we'll get to him eventually. I just hope they get to him before the line is inevitably canceled. And when I say that, I don't mean that it's going away tomorrow. We just know that inevitably all these lines get canceled. And sometimes, because of that, you don't get that last figure that you really wanted, you know? Rick, nice, Dave. Assume you got that reference. A little bit. Not all the way. Outback, Rick, yep, I've got the time. Gunpowder, let's see, the cases are made specifically for the card backs. They're just perfectly sized clear boxes. Man, so are they special made, or did you find them? Like, I'm assuming that you were able to find them somewhere, but special made would be pretty rad too. Rick, yes. Andrew Sabina, what's going on, man? Same here. Loved the despoiler. Kyrus, that Destro looks good. Toypixx, I know, man. I know. I think he looks incredible. Gunpowder, yes, despoiler, and then a HasLab demon. Oh, I forgot. Okay, people brought up the demon. It was either the last live stream or the one before that. And then I looked into it again. I'm going, okay. All right, that would be sweet. And I always thought Destro's Iron Grenadiers were cool. I really love, so they updated the look of the Iron Grenadiers for the classified line. I love the new look so much. Lenny, Tony, and the crew do such a good job. 100 at least. You think so, Paul? I don't know. I mean, 100 was the Fang and not Crankcase. 100 was the Fang. Good Lord, the Vamp and Clutch. My words fail me pretty much all the time, it seems. But yeah, the Vamp and Clutch was $100, and the Vamp was considerably larger than this, I think. Maybe not. Maybe I'm missing something here. But that's why but then the Vamp did come out, 2 or 3 years ago? Yeah, maybe we hit 100. I'm still thinking 75 to 80, but we'll see. Anton, there is an episode of G.I. Joe where Cobra Commander summons a big giant monster, destroys Pandora, and in order to get out of it, get rid of it. Destro says something backwards. Okay. Destro says something backward. I can't remember that episode. Sci-fi, Nadia, the shield stays, the smaller sword can go. I'll say 100. Wow. So everybody's guessing 100, huh? Uncarded, I thought that version of Destro was called the Profit Maker, something like that. I got nothing. Anton, and so the writers of the episode said, if you're listening to this forwards and thinking for some kind of crazy message, you're crazy. I'm sure that had to do to all the old records where people would want to play them backwards. Kyrus, Toypixx, any idea how tall that 112 Nemesis figure is going to be? Looks really good. The Nemesis figure? Are you talking... help me out, Kyrus. Tell me a little more. The only Nemesis I can think of, and if anybody else knows, fire off to let Kyrus know. But the only one I can think of is Nemesis Enforcer. My assumption would be he was around 7 inches tall, but I'm not sure. Anton, I think that you're going to buy him, and the heck with Mr. Stabby. I love the look, but I'm not. I'm like, you know what? They got to be perfect now. And he doesn't have the extra hands. Outback, if you'll allow me a bit of a shameless plug for a moment, I posted my first figure review yesterday, the Marvel Legends Wolverine WW2 Logan. Nice, Outback. I'll go check it out. Yeah, absolutely, guys. Check out Outback Action Figures plug YouTube channel on YouTube. I love the first video. Obviously, I still have to see that second one, but keep it up, man. Keep it up. Gunpowder Swamp Skiers 109 to spoiler coming in at same price. The Swamp Skier is 109? Really? Wow. Clank, Pimp Daddy, Profit Director Destro is my favorite look for him. It is kind of a funny look. Going back to the 70s style. Sci-fi price hikes, Dave, don't forget the price hikes. They're already doing their weird pricing numbers. Like I said before, Cox is living up to his name. It's his spirit animal. Yeah. And they even came out and said, no, the tariffs didn't affect how we raised our prices. We just raised our prices. Uncarded, the satanic panic era, the good old days before the dark times, before the Chris Cox era of Hasbro. Oh, poor Chris Cox. Kyrus, it's the Patriot Nemesis figure. The Patriot. I'm not sure I've seen him, Kyrus. Patriot Studios, right? Uncarded Clink. Yes, that's the one I was thinking of. What is that? Patriot Studios. I think that's right. Patriot Studios, Classic Nemesis. Hang on. I'll come back, guys. I'll be right there. I just figured I better click here. Boss Nemesis, Classic. Everything is coming up, like YouTube reviews and everything else already. Let's get out of here. I'll see if I can find it here, Kyrus. Whoops. I pushed the wrong button. All right, I type Patriot Studio. Nemesis. I'll just stop right here. Tell me if you see him. Sci-Fi Outback, your first video rocked. I love that WW2 Wolverine. I bought him on day one. Nice. Patriot Nemesis from Resident Evil, Dave. Okay, let's see here. Patriot Nemesis. Maybe I get rid of Studio. Resident Evil. Here we go. Wait. All right. I'm terrible, guys. I don't know my Resident Evil. But we're seeing these. I'm seeing them. Okay, let's go to Bombasby. Big Boss, Nemesis, T-Type Pursuer. All right, let me know if this is, I'm going to go there real quick. Let me know if this is the right one. And I'm sure somebody's already answered that in the old comments. But is this what you guys are talking about? That's right, I'm a bad nerd. Nemesis is on Bombasby. Hey, look at that. I found it. Maybe. Uncarded, that WW2 Logan is pretty sweet. Whoops. All over the place. Outback Sci-Fi, thanks so much, man. Really appreciate the feedback and support. Cheers, mate. Yeah, YouTube is kind of strange, Outback. I'm pretty sure I didn't get the notification, and I know I subscribed to the channel. So I'll look back and see if I just missed it. Anton, congrats, Outback. Yeah, man. It's always cool when somebody else is getting started in the YouTube game, because it is like, there's people talk about, oh man, how do you keep things going and do all that? One of the hardest steps anybody can do in anything is taking that first step. So that's truly, when I say that's a massive hurdle that somebody put up their first video, that is a massive hurdle. And Outback will just keep crushing it, I think. Kyrus, it's got cloth on the body. There's two versions. Okay, let me see here. See if I can find this. Bombusby, Patriot, Resident Evil, Nemesis. We'll try it again. Let's see, Tita, I think that's the one I'm on. Riveting, I'm sure. Okay, Leon. Is this the other? Oh, that's bubbly. Are these all? Hold on. Okay, 1/12. So where is that figure? I was hoping to get an idea. Oh, wow. Kyrus, I don't know, man. I'm wondering. I mean, he could be standing on something, but I doubt it. Hang on. Let's see if it tells you. See if it gives us more information. No, it just says 1/12. Oh, it even says height unknown. So what do you guys think? What's this guy coming in at? I'm almost thinking, the more I look, like at this kind of picture, I'm almost thinking 7.5 to 8 inches. Yeah, I'm going 8 inches on this thing. That's a big dude. Anton, is there any more things about the Micronauts? Are they going to do any of the figures from the comics? Anton, I don't know. Just because I've never done any kind of Micronauts anything. What could be happening, I know that Microman right now is being sold on Big Bad Toy Store, like the old Takara, not the old Takara figures, but they're just like the old ones. And you get a 4-pack for around $100. So we can look at that too if you want here in a minute and see if that's kind of what you're talking about. Outback, yeah, it took me literally weeks to get that first introduction video done, but I got the actual reviews video finished within a day. Nice, man. Oh, very nice, Outback. See, that's already, you got to figure out like how to compress for time and how to get the output. One tip that I've heard recently that I was terrible at, but when they talk about consistency, it's not just about like once a week, once every 2 weeks or whatever, but it's about always having the same idea behind each video. And way back when, for me, I was all over all kinds of different ideas for the videos. Now I make sure to talk toy photography in everything. And I think it's helping a bit, but I still need to get better at getting things out there at a more timely pace, I suppose. The cloth version, I think, looks better, Toypixx. Is that the first one I was on, Kyrus? Because I've only found these two so far. Let's see, Sci-Fi Outback, no problem made. It just asked me to unsubscribe from Toypixx. It was a no-brainer. there were tears. I was like, what is that? Why did I go down one? Outback, Sci-Fi, oh no, I'm not going to force you to choose between the two. I appreciate it, Outback. I do. It's gonna be fun. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can find. There are some cloth goods, it looks like, but not. Is that the only one? Let's see. Oh, look at this. We can get 2 of them. Or look at the 2 of them together. I don't know, Kyrus. I kind of like how freaky the one on the left is here. Like all the big boils coming off his shoulder. Now, this is me, though, not knowing anything about the lore or fiction behind this. Okay, a lot of hands. Big old launcher. Ooh. Yeah, let's see. Yep, actually, that's a pretty good. If this is, I'll assume this is around 6 1/4 to 6.5 inch figure. I'm gonna stick with 8 inches. I think that's what we're looking at there. Anton, let's take a look at it. Will do, sir. I'll even jump in right now. And we'll stay here for a minute. Oops, Takara Microman, T-Spark. Here we go. All right, that Resident Evil monster guy would be great for him fighting Frankenstein. Ooh. Oh, that wouldn't be bad at all. That'd be kind of sweet, wouldn't it? Nice call, Anton. All right, so yeah, this is, I'm guessing 8 inches looking at this thing. But that would be me guessing also on this figure. Being 1/12 scale, again, we'll guess 6 1/4 to 6.5 inches. So yeah, I'm thinking 8. I'm thinking 8. I mean, he's already about an inch tall, and or an inch taller, and he's not even standing straight up. So he might even be taller, more like 8 to 8.5. That's a big dude there. Okay. Now let's rock on out of here. What else? What else we going to look at besides Microman? Okay, here's what we've got, Anton. Now, I don't know if these guys are from the comics, if they have a comic look or anything like that. But this is a 4-pack that's currently in stock at BBTS for $100 plus $6 shipping. So let me know, guys. Are these comic figures? I don't know anything. When I was reading comic books, the only comic that I got, like as a kid, I didn't even get G.I. Joe. I didn't read G.I. Joe till later. But the only comic I got that you wouldn't have thought of as the main Marvel universe, the main Marvel characters, was Transformers. So I never got Micronauts. I never got ROM or anything like that. So I don't know. Sci-Fi Dave, I'm going to stick with 8 inches. Captain America language. Thanks for that. Nah, not Marvel comic figures. Okay. Thank you, Brick. I wonder, because they've got 2 other sets. My assumption is none of them are then. Do they have, I assume if they're Marvel comics, they probably have some individual looks, right? Let's see. Oh, man, this one sold out. That's insane. But yeah, these are all $100. I don't know. Oh no, those were $110.49. And then we'll check these guys, and I just don't know. I wish I knew things. But my guess is Brick's probably seen these all and has said, no, none. The only way we'll get Marvel Micronauts figures is through Super 7's reaction line. That makes sense. They were the ones, or they are the ones that are messing with this stuff on this side, right? Like in the US. Obviously, Takara's still got their licensing for Microman because I think they came up with them, didn't they? Sci-Fi Marvel did the comics but didn't own the Micronauts. Okay. They have Micronauts and their cardback bios reference Marvel characters, which led to speculation they may have access to those, but we've never had Marvel Micronauts in toy form. Okay, there we go. Thanks, Brick. Let's see, but never say never. Yeah, it's possible then that Super 7 could swing this. And as much as I sit here and say, I don't know, man, those are pretty pricey for little figures like that, these would be about the same price if you broke them out individually. Because I think, is Reaction, are they at 25 yet? Or are they still at 20? Like 20, Reaction Plus, I mean, the ones with the rubber band waist. Because I am not sure about that. But we are here. Oh, let's get more looks at this guy. I do love, so the person that takes the pictures for the classified team, and I think also Marvel Legends and Black Series, is shooting the Galaxy. He is shooting the G on X because you can't have all those letters, all those characters. I think he's shooting the Galaxy on Instagram, but I can't remember. But you definitely want to give him a follow. He pretty much kills it. He always makes sure that the products look super cool. Nice. Yep. And here, just so everybody knows, it used to be in the old days with Photoshop, you would have to take forever to cut around this guy to get a perfectly clean line. Today, if you have an app called Photo Room, you throw this picture in Photo Room and it'll totally wipe out the background. So all you're left is the figure. So that's a little photo tip if anybody wants to try it. You can also select when you're wiping out the background of these things, you can select a transparent background. So you can put the figure or the image on top of anything you want to when you're compositing a photo. So it's a pretty sweet app. I know I've talked about it before, but seeing this image kind of reminds me of it. Whew. This is a sweet character, a sweet figure for sure. Let's see. Yeah, reaction are at 25. Okay, Rick. Thank you, sir. So yeah, it would be, I mean, getting 4 reactions is the same price as getting 4 of those from Takara. That's crazy. Anton, they are the Micromon. They were time travelers in the comics, but nope, they're not the guys that appeared as the regular crew. I think because they are owned by Marvel. But like Brick said, maybe there's a chance that they're going to get seen on reaction. Ghost Tab, Super 7 is only pricey if you buy them not on sale. But do the reaction figures go on sale? Because I feel like there's a better reception to the reaction figures than there is to the Ultimates figures. And I know I brought it up earlier, but when they had New York Toy Fair going on, it was like Brian Flynn was not, I mean, he talked about some Ultimates, but he was talking a lot more about blind boxes and Reaction Plus figures than he was Ultimates. So I'm wondering if they're kind of cutting back on Ultimates and going a lot more in on Reaction. And it would make sense that they do that if Reaction was a much better seller than Ultimates, for instance. But obviously blind boxes kind of kill it these days. I don't get it. I'm just not a gambler. I don't know if you guys have heard this, but my dad used to tell me a story about seeing all the people because he lived in Nevada. I grew up in Parton, Nevada, and he would talk about all the people that showed up to Reno. That's where we were, in a $75,000 Cadillac and left in a $300,000 Greyhound. And I heard that story so often when I was younger that I've been to Vegas 2 or 3 times, 3 times now, and have gambled a total of $16. Like, I do not like blind boxes because gambling, apparently. Let's see. Hold on. Let me get back there. Super 7 is only pricey. Okay. If you buy them not on sale. Gotcha. Break the O-rings, which is kind of neat since Micronauts were the first O-ring toys back in the day. I didn't know that. I genuinely thought it was G.I. Joe. I know we've talked a little bit, or I brought him up in the past, but there's that YouTube channel called The Basics that a guy named Chris McFeely does. And it's fantastic. Like, I will go there and check that stuff out. He did the basics on kind of what became the Transformers, right? So he talked about Micro Change, talked Micro Man, talked G.I. Joe from the 60s. I mean, he put it all together from the 1960s G.I. Joe all the way through to Transformers. And it was just a really cool video to kind of see the path of how it all transpired. It was sweet. But for whatever reason, I totally missed that they were the first with the O-ring. And yes, G.I. Joe was mentioned as well. Sci-fi, Marvel used to do a ton of IPs, Godzilla, Star Trek, Star Wars, Realm of Space Knight, Micronauts, etc. I remember seeing Marvel Star Wars photos, Star Wars comics. I just don't, I truly, like, I would go there and and actually when I was a kid, I was only getting Transformers comics. It wasn't until I was a little older, closer to preteen, I suppose, that I was starting to get books like Wolverine and X-Men and Batman and all that stuff. But yeah, basically my comic knowledge was growing up on Transformers. Anton, thanks for the information, guys. That's awesome. I have all the comic books from the original Micronauts and from the new Voyages. Is New Voyages like a separate Micronauts title? Rick. Oh, there were a few others before Hasbro's G.I. Joe. I'm not talking. I'm talking. Or oh, you're talking the O-ring itself. Yeah. I had no idea. I had Buck Rogers, etc. I guess that was Mego, which was who put out Micronauts in the USA. I didn't know that either. I probably, if I go back and watch that again, it probably makes mention of it, and I just forgot that part. Whenever I think of Mego, I think of the 8-inch figures because I used to get the Marvel figures that came out, the famous covers, the one with the really scary Aunt May. I used to get those figures, and everybody always compared them to Mego, but I never had any Migos. It was weird. That was probably the only time that and the 12-inch Hall of Fame G.I. Joes. That is when I collected dolls, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, okay, so we've got this guy. Let's keep going through here. See what we see. Vintage collection. All right, we didn't talk about these all that much just because my own hang-ups about a lack of ball peg waists, but Archangel does have some extra hands. So has anybody gone in and gone crazy for this guy? I do enjoy the fact that he's got these extra wing pieces that fold up. So this isn't, because, you know, everybody when Gargoyles was out saying, man, those wings take up way too much room. Here, you just take the wings off and Archangel doesn't take up hardly any room. So did anybody end up picking up this guy? Or at least pre-ordering him? And I know I went really fast there. That's sweet. I do like the weapon, actually. It's huge, though. Like, look at Archangel. If he weren't a horseman of death, I would say there's no way a dude that size is picking up that gun. That gun is totally Cable style. But who knows? That could just be me. Maybe, perhaps I am that weak and no one else is. I don't know. But yeah, I love, this would be probably shooting the galaxy again, getting the best shot you can possibly get. The guy is a heck of a product photographer, guys. I mean, this is, we all know when we saw him on the live stream, he's pretty flat. These wings are a pretty flat color. Shooting the galaxy hit him with just the right amount of light to give him some real good shine, I think. Let's jump in here. Yeah, I think this is more what they're generally going to look like, but I got to give the man credit for some incredible product photos. He does a great job. Outback, I don't recall seeing him use Cable's big gun in X-Men 97. I don't either. But maybe as the Horseman of Death, he can do such things. And I can't wait. We need X-Men Season 2, or X-Men 97 Season 2. And then there's this one that's also up for pre-order, supposed to come out in May, which probably means later this month or next month at some point. Was anybody collecting comics during this era? Like when they showed these costumes, I didn't even recognize them. And the Black Widow, that's the Black Widow body from the super articulated one. That's a really cool body. It's just, I mean, you guys know, again, no ball peg waist. If that body had a ball peg waist, that would be just about, like, I would pick that up, or I would have picked up the first one. I did pick up the first really articulated one. If that one had a ball peg waist, I'd never need another Black Widow. That's a good, I mean, that looks like a great figure. Anton, yes, that was the second series. That was done after the original Micronauts ended. Okay. I'm learning things. Thank you, Anton. But yeah, I can't remember. I don't even know what era this was when it comes to these. And they are technically photogenic. It's just for me, the ball peg waist, not being able to bend to the side, drives me crazy. So what do we have here? All kinds of super. Oh, I wanted to show you guys something that I noticed on the Super 7 sale. because I believe this came out at like $500. Look at this, the Turtles Party Wagon. And I will admit, this is the party wagon or the turtle van that if I'm building out my turtles and I want the ultimate turtle collection, this is the party wagon that I'm picking up. So I wanted to make sure and show you guys that this thing, on sale for 40% off, which basically means it started at $500 and is now at $300. So if anybody's been on the fence and they like the looks of this thing, because I gotta hand it to Super 7 for this bad boy. I think this is probably the best party wagon that I've seen anybody talk about, aside from the Joy Toy one, but that one's not my scale necessarily. But I love just the wackiness. I had the original party wagon when I was a punk kid, and I loved how crazy that vehicle was. And this is kind of the same thing, but a lot cooler and obviously a lot bigger. So that was my PSA for the day, is letting everybody know that this party wagon is not only, well, you all know it exists, but the fact that it is much cheaper than it was when it first came out. Anton, did anybody watch the first episode of Daredevil Born Again? It was really good. I agree, Anton. I did see that. I love the first series, and I know that wasn't everybody's cup of tea, but I thought it was fantastic. So, yeah, I saw it. I dug it. You could tell, obviously, they're kind of setting everything up now, kind of giving us a reminder of who the characters are. Oh, I can't wait for the rest of this season, though. Like, it's going to be, I'm sitting there going, sometimes they start these shows with 2 episodes. I really wish they'd started that with 2 episodes just because I wanted to see more. But now, I can't wait till this coming Tuesday. Yeah, it was really cool. Anton, does everyone stay for the opening when you watch Daredevil Born Again? I do. I did last night. I wanted to see if they changed anything. Let me know, guys, because I was wondering about this. Was Kingpin in the original opening or like the opening from the first season of Born Again? Because I don't remember. And I mean like the statues that kind of fall apart and get put back together. Was that Kingpin statue in the first one? Or are you talking about the intro or the recaps, Anton? Because I do skip the recaps. Sci-Fi Daredevil Born Again Season 2 Episode 1 was a very good start. Yeah, I agree. Brick, yeah, I keep wondering if there will be something new in the opening. that was me. I'm like, okay, let's see what we got here. Anton, yes, I like that look for Black Widow. That's the Black Widow I remember. Oh, really, Anton? Okay. I wondered because I hadn't seen anybody say, yeah, that's when I was getting this stuff. Sci-Fi, I watch the openings unless I'm pressed for time. Anton, you have excellent taste, Sci-Fi. But yeah, I did want to let everybody know about this in case you wanted this party wagon. It is way less pricey than it was way back when. Now, let's just see what else we see here. What is this? Oh, upgrade kits, all that. We got him. RoboCop die-cast action figure. Hiya Toys. There we go. For 91, I think it said 49. We'll go back and look again. But we have another photogenic figure. I will say I've seen this one reviewed and I've seen the Mafex one reviewed. I think if I were to get one of them, I would get the Mafex, and it's not just because I'm a Mafex snob, but somehow they did something with the shoulder, or no, it was also like the peg in that goes from his lower arm up into his bicep. It spins a little. So this one doesn't have any kind of bicep rotation, but the Mafex one does. That's not to say I think this thing looks bad. I think this thing looks phenomenal. So it really is just whatever you decide is most important to you. But man, this thing comes with all the things, doesn't it? Outback. Actually, now that I think of it, I'm pretty sure Archangel barely even made a cameo in X-Men 97 Season 1. I think Morph shapeshifted into him once, and this figure is meant to be based on the show. I wonder if that's what it was. I know the one thing that weirded me out when it came to Morph's shapeshifting is he also got everybody's powers, like that he turned into. And I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, that's not how his powers worked in the comic, correct? Like I thought it was just, he just looked like the person. But like he turned into Psylocke and suddenly had ninja moves, and that didn't seem quite right to me. Sci-fi, I've seen that way too expensive. No lights, no sound, $500 Thunder Tank as low as $350 in some places a while ago. Wow. Oof. Kyrus, isn't the Mofex battle damage RoboCop the best? I don't know, Kyrus. I saw, what was the one? I think I was watching an Anthony's Customs review talking about one of the RoboCops that had, it was sort of a purple tint all over him. So whichever one that was, I mean, it looked great, but I'm not sure about the purple tint. I don't have any RoboCop, so that's why I said if I were to pick one, it would probably be one of the Mofex ones. Anton, that party wagon looks pretty cool. I noticed that April O'Neil is driving just like in the excellent opening. Here's what I need to know now. I need to know if Mezco is going to do an April O'Neil. Where's who's placing bets? Sci-fi, that cliffhanger ending for the first step was a banger. They really hit the bullseye on that one. Yes, they did, Sci-fi. Oh, dear. Outback, yeah, I thought that was weird, too. As far as I know, he's just meant to change his appearance, not his abilities. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Brick, Morph started on the show. There wasn't a comic Morph till after the show in Age of Apocalypse. Oh, you know what? You're right, Brick. And I'm not even sure. I'm thinking of Mimic. Was it Changeling that they were? For some reason, I was thinking they were basing Morph off of somebody else. But you're right. Now that I think about it, his was like they did put him in the show, or they made him for the show. I think probably because they needed to supposedly kill off a character that people didn't know, and that gave a little more gravity to the rest of the show until they found him again. But I think you're right. But even in X-Men, in the original X-Men animated series, I think he just changed shape. But I could be wrong. Anton, yes, he is in the opening right from the very beginning. You see his back and his hand. Let's see, Mimic couldn't mimic powers, just looks. Okay. Maybe that is what I'm thinking. All right, so there's that RoboCop. I'm just seeing what all is here that might be interesting. I know we talked about a lot of it already. Let's see, featured pre-orders. I have to highlight just because I think it's so awesome, guys. I know, I'm sick in the head. Look at that, too. Like, it's kind of like, in what was the episode? It wasn't War Dawn. It was an episode, or a season 3 episode where Rodimus was there. And A3 comes through and uses like the Autobot emblem and just pulls it from him and it does something. I can't remember. I don't watch season 3 as much as I do season 1. It looks like such an easy transformation too. But I love that he comes with a stand. Yeah, I know. We already saw Prime, but he had to be seen again. It had to happen. And then we saw these guys. Bebop and Rocksteady for a lot of pretty pennies. But again, if I were to get the perfect TMNT setup, these would be that Super 7 Party Wagon, and these two would be the Party Wagon and the Bebop and Rocksteady for the perfect setup. For me, anyway. And then I would never have to buy another Party Wagon or another Bebop and Rocksteady. I'd be like, I'm good now. And then aside from that, there's really not much that we haven't seen already. I mean, even the past couple of things I showed you, we already saw. So what else do we got, folks? Anything else anybody wants to bring up and talk about? Sci-Fi Morph did start on the show, then in Age of Apocalypse comics, and then another Morph appeared in Exiles. Okay. See, Brick, Changeling, he also could only do looks, but he did have kind of telepathic powers at one point. Yeah, Morph was designed to die. Yeah, that's pretty much what I figured was going on with him. But yeah, that's sweet. That's sweet. I don't know. I should have known that. I should have known because that was my prime reading comics time. Like I should have thought about the fact that no, that's how Morph started, was on the cartoon. Anton, I don't know if anyone knows this, but RoboCop 2 and 3 were written by Frank Miller. Whoa, I did not know that. And what makes me sad is I've heard that you shouldn't watch 3 and 2 is kind of passable. Ghost Tab, the stand for Optimus looks a little cheap. Clear would have given it a chef's kiss, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm not, I guess I don't know what to expect from Hasbro because they never even give us stands. So I don't even know how to compare it. But I know what you're saying. I mean, Clear definitely has a slightly more premium feel. Kairos Toypixx, when is that Hasbro Apocalypse coming out? I have no idea, Kairos. Here's what I want to see. I want to see them show off the comic version of that Apocalypse. Eventually, you know they got to repaint it into that. Sci-Fi, yep, Morph was made to be DOA just as Jubilee took Kitty Pryde's place as the eyes of the viewer, or as the eyes of the viewer at the world around everyone. I didn't even think of that, Sci-Fi, but you're right. Like Jubilee took that spot. Kitty went over into Excalibur. I did not think of that. Outback, sorry if you've already mentioned Dave, but aside from the Mezco, Splinter, and Shredder, is there anything new that you're looking forward to or pre-ordered? Oh man, there's the Hulk, the Mezco Hulk. I'm hoping the eventual release of the Mezco Turtles. I've got the big list here. I've got Fred and Barney on pre-order. I've got E Honda and Balrog on pre-order. I'm usually fairly judicious. I'm actually, this is terrible. I'm looking forward to Commander Gridiron from Operation Monster Force from Big Bad Workshop and Fresh Monkey Fiction because I'm going to use that vest for my custom Flint. So I'm looking forward to him, but probably not for the reasons that they want me to look forward to him for. As far as, what do we have here, Transformers-wise? Looking forward to Skywarp a little bit. And I have the Insecticons coming from the Dramatic Capture series, which is a Takara line. So I'm looking forward to those, which comes with another Skywarp, but I'm talking the Studio Series Skywarp. How about anybody else? And what about you, Outback? What's everybody looking forward to that they've got on pre-order? Oh, and I've got a dragon. The dragon I don't think of as a figure for whatever reason. That always pops into my head as like a massive base or something. Ghost Tab, thoughts on the in-stock Storm Arena Charlie? Did you start the Storm Arena line along with Jada? I'm doing both. You know what? I have not. I'm going to, I know Spaded One keeps telling me you got to get Baki. I'm going to have to get Baki initially, eventually. But I got to tell you guys right now, I am so not bogged down, but so in make money with Toypixx mode. I've been reading all these things. I'm getting ready to set up a lead generation funnel kind of deal and all that. So all my time and concentration has been going to that, which is why I haven't put up any videos in the last couple weeks, but I've got kind of a schedule figured out now where I'll start doing some of the content as well as all the other stuff. So more of my money and all my brain power is going towards that. But yeah, eventually I need to get the Baki at least. Uncarded, wow. 5K Toys has new 112 scale rooted haired Jon Snow from Game of Thrones up now. Go, 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 people. Sci-Fi, yeah, Frank Miller's scripts for RoboCop deteriorated as much as his 2 sequels to The Dark Knight Returns did. Nothing but 4-colored toilet paper. I think I got the first sequel to Dark Knight Returns, and clearly it didn't hold a candle. Anton, I noticed the fly there from the 1980s Fly with Jeff Goldblum. Let's take a look at that. What do we have here? The fly. Watch, I should probably know, but I'm not seeing the fly. Sonic, Yu-Gi-Oh! It's the fly down here. Blah, 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 blah. Wait a second. There we go. The fly. There you go, Anton, just for you. Let me get through some of these, and then I'll go back and we'll go through we'll go through some of the pictures. The unhappy plague doctor. What's up, man? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by tonight. I think we're doing okay. How are you doing? Brick. All right. Flight's taking off. Thank you. I'll see you. Brick, have a great flight, man. Can't wait to see what you bring back and talk about from WonderCon. Have a blast. The Happy Plague Doctor. I have the female Crimson Guard on pre-order. Nice. She looks fantastic. She really does. And I'm very tempted by that one. Extra hands. So I am tempted. We'll have to see I'll have to see what I decide to go for. There's so much good stuff right now. Outback, I really need to get into that Monster Force line. They look fantastic, but I haven't looked into it properly. Not sure if any retailers in Australia are stocking them. Do you know what? I know they're a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive line. I'm assuming Big Bad Toy Store ships to Australia. It's just a ton of cash to do so. I'm trying to see. What do I have here? I mean, Declan Van Helsing is a very cool figure. The Phantom Corps Trooper's awesome. Any of these guys. Hang on. Any of the Sleepwalker figures. I know that's not very helpful. I'll blow this up after we look at the fly. But anything that says Sleepwalker, definitely those guys are awesome. So if you do give it a shot, let us know, Outback. Their paint is great. They have so many accessories. I mean, and they have a really good feel to them. So if somebody is selling it there and you get a hold of one, let us know what you think, because they're pretty premium for $40, I think. Sci-Fi Apocalypse 97 is slated for December 1st. Awesome. Thank you, sir. But a lot of their pre-orders across their brands have been showing up 1 to 1.5 months ahead of time. Yep. So we're probably looking at October, possibly. Paul. Thank you, Paul. Much appreciated. Billionaire. I like it. What's up, y'all? What's up, sir? Thank you for stopping in tonight. Now, just so I know, a lot of you are popping in now, and I really appreciate it. Generally, what happens with these live streams is I start at 7 Eastern, and we go till about 8:30. So we'll see how this is going, maybe a little longer, but I just want to make sure everybody knows. See, the Happy Plague Doctor. Hi, Paul. Awesome. Sci-Fi. Brick, thanks for stopping by. And if I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Outback. Yeah, international shipping kills it. End up paying more for shipping than the actual product. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, obviously it's based on weight and size. So I was going to say, I wonder how much you'd save if you ordered, like, say, 2 or 3 of them, but it's just going to add to the cost. I'm not sure it would be much of a savings at all. Just not sure. All right, let's go through and look at this fly here, Anton. Isn't it adorable? It's a little statue guy. I don't think we look at statues. Well, I know we don't look at statues all that often. That thing is freaky. I love the look. Hang on, let me go to, what was the price on this? Anton, for a mere $890, you too can have this fly action figure. And, they're going higher than the 10% they were going. $133.50 for the down payment. That's up there. So there you go, man. Let me ditch this real quick. Outback, this is one of those Sleepwalkers, and they have 4 or 5 kinds at this point. But these guys are some of my favorite army builders, and they're just a whole lot of fun. They've got 3 different heads you can pop on and off. So if you look at them and you decide to go for it, I mean, the Sleepwalkers, the Phantom Corps Trooper, Declan Van Helsing, really, I recommend those specifically, but you can't go wrong with any of them. They're really cool figures. Except when you try and stand him on the fly and he falls straight back and almost takes down Rogue. Luckily, Rogue's a little too strong for that. Anton, that is a cool monster. He's really disgusting, but that was a really great movie. I'm not sure. In fact, I know I haven't seen The Fly. I'm a bad nerd, Anton, but we know this. Sci-fi, whenever we talk about McFarlane toys, we're talking about statues. That's fair. That's fair. Anton, and it was produced by Mel Brooks. Oh, wow. I wouldn't have thought that at all. Let's see. Be careful, Brick. Have a safe flight. All right, guys. Well, it is that time. It is 8:30. Thanks to everybody for stopping by tonight. You know how it plays out. You could have done anything, but you chose to stop by here and hang out with all of us, and I massively appreciate it. So, until next time, have fun and happy snapping. See ya. This is where I hit end stream, and then I have to hit it a second time. Cheers, everybody. Oh, yeah, tonight, bubbly. Enjoy.